Good morning. Today I'm going to be showing you how I refresh my hair. I would describe my hair as a little on the finer side. It has a little bit of wave to it, but it definitely wants to straighten out on day 2 or day 3. I washed my hair on Sunday and it's Tuesday. So we're working on day 3. When I remember, I try and braid my hair at night, which usually, this is kind of what's happening once I wake up with it. A little bit of it falls out after all the tossing and turning. I usually am going to braid my hair because it does get a little tangly. It's going to be helpful for anyone with longer hair or processed hair, which is both of me. That's because it's going to help prevent tangling. And when your hair tangles up, it's gonna cause a little bit more damage, rough up the cuticle, and cause a little bit of breakage when you're brushing it out. So make sure that we're not doing any of that. So first I'm gonna start by undoing this little guy. I'm also using one of these little springy things to help keep my hair healthy. There's a little video that Angel explained all of that in, if you wanna revisit. So after I'm doing this, looking a little like unintentional crimpy, so I'm just gonna brush everything out. I'm making sure that I'm using a detangling brush where the bristles bend with the hair to also keep the hair intact, and making sure that we're being as gentle as possible. I wouldn't recommend this for everybody. Since my hair is a little on the finer side and it's not particularly curly, it's okay for me to detangle the whole thing. Depending on your hair type, that's going to be a different story. So just going over like finer kind of wavy hair today, and we'll get into all the other stuff another time. What I'm going to be using is a little bit of water mixed with New Wash to start. This is going to help to really just evenly distribute the product a bit more easily. I find that sometimes when I just go straight in with product, I just have to use so much of it to actually get some scrunch into my hair, which I'm not really in the business of wasting product. It's expensive, I use good shit, and want to cut down on that a little bit. So ideally, you're going to be using a misting spray bottle. That's going to help to distribute things a little more evenly and get things evenly wet. But, you know, do as I say, not as I do. But really anything you use that's going to spray your hair is fine. So I'm using a recycled Colton King bottle because they also just look super cute. So really just getting it as wet as possible. I don't want it to be dripping. I'm really just like trying to bounce some curl back in there. Getting those crispy ends, making sure that we can get those wet so that the cuticle opens up a little bit so that we can pack that hydration back in there. I'm kind of the opposite of Mick. I like to put at least my shirt on first so that way I'm not gonna like have to pull a shirt over again and mess everything up. That's all personal preference. I just kind of lean to the side so that I don't get as soggy. And my hair's also a little bit longer than Mick's, so it's gonna be easier for me to do this. I'm really just focusing on the ends for my hair type because I know that really like the top's not gonna curl based on my curl pattern. It's not gonna curl until it gets a little longer, so I'm not gonna waste my time. And also if I were to do that, it would make it a little greasier. I have already put dry shampoo in my hair the day that I washed it to get a little bit of volume, and I'm gonna put a little bit more in afterwards. So if I'm wetting that down, although the dry shampoo I'm using is water soluble, it's not going to be great. It might look a little extra greasy and just like not really do what I want it to do. So now I'm going to go in with Hair Healer by Afterworld Organics. I really like this stuff. It's really great for all hair types, but especially if you have a little bit of processing on your ends. So anyone who has had any lightning services, me, please, 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 if you are wetting your hair down, make sure that you are rehydrating it. Since this does have so much hydration packed into it, I don't really need to use that much. This whole time I'm really just like scrunching in a slower and more mindful way. You don't want to go like, it's not wrong, but it's just like not really going to give you the results that you're probably looking for. So scrunching it, holding it, making sure these guys are good to go. Cool. And then after we've packed a little bit of hydration in there, now whenever you're hydrating hair, you're always going to be sealing the cuticle a little bit and really like filling it in. I'm going to use tonic, which also just has so many good qualities. If you've ever gotten your hair done by me, it's liquid gold. I love it. I really use it almost every day, regardless of whether I'm setting my hair or not. I like to spray it all over my scalp. I'm a little, like I said, dry and itchy most of the time, so this is going to help with that. And then I'm really sealing it into my ends. So since I already did a lot of re-wetting and hydrating, I'm not going to like go too wild on my ends. Rubbing it on in there. Getting everything feeling good. That nice tea tree oil tingliness that we all love. So now that we're all hydrated, the cuticle is sealed from the tonic, the balm, and the hair healer, I'm going to go back in with a little bit of jelly. This is also by Colton King. I'm a little bit of a Colton King stan. I really like jelly because it is a sea salt suspension, which basically means that it's a sea salt spray in gel form. To each their own. I do like sea salt sprays. It really just depends on the situation. I feel that I reach for this for me because I am going to be doing a lot of scrunching. I know that jelly is a little bit more hydrating than traditional sea salt sprays because it isn't mixed or diluted with water. It has a base of banana juice, which is going to help to really like seal in the cuticle, kind of combat some of those salts that are in there. If you're using sea salt sprays or gels or anything like that on your hair all the time, it can get a little dry, which is also why I started by packing it with a ton of hydration with that hair healer. I wouldn't go straight in with sea salt or texturizing spray or product just by itself because yeah, over time that's really going to dry it out and we want to have healthy, wavy, long hair. So really just gonna scrunch it in. Again, slow and mindful. Pretty much everything you do with your hair, just take a few extra minutes. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to your hair. Make everything better. Also, by leaning over the side, you're gonna help to add a little bit of volume in there. It's not gonna make like the biggest difference, but anything we can get. We want that stick your finger in a electric socket look. We love Robert Smith, my boy. Want to look just like him. Alright, so once it's in there and it's scrunched in there, again, not trying to like really pack it in there because when I originally set my hair 2 days ago, I already did a lot of twisting with the jelly and moisture lock, so I'm not really trying to overdo it. So now I'm really just like looking at what's curling up, what's struggling a little bit. These guys, not really doing it for me, but I do want to clump the hair where it wants to clump. So now I'm just gonna go in these little spots where it's not really, it's struggling a little bit, and twist those guys to form a little bit more solid curls. again, like, really depends on what I'm doing. I usually have no sense of time, so if I am trying to run out the door, I'm probably not going to do this. Again, since today I am going to be wearing a helmet, doing a little biking and other things that are going to mess up my hair, I am going to twist some of these pieces just so that they hold a little bit better. Go onto this side and pretty much just doing the same thing. I'm not gonna do this to my whole head, but usually these guys do want to curl up the most, so I'm just gonna let them do that. And then the pieces I have underneath are usually what struggle the most to stay wavy. They really don't want to, which is like a pretty common occurrence for most people. It is pretty frequent that a lot of people will have like different textures all over their head. A lot of people do struggle with like the underneath being straighter simply because it's longer, it has more weight to it, so it's not really gonna want to curl up as much a lot of the time. All right, so it's set. I'm just gonna chill. Normally, right now, I would be doing my makeup as it's drying, doing other things. I already did that, so I'm gonna water my plants and pet my cats, because that's important too. All right, it's been about half an hour. My hair is dry, so really all I'm gonna do, put a little bit AG Naturals Dry Lift in there. I really like this because it has a lot of grit, it has a lot of hold. It is a paste, so it is just very thick in comparison to normal dry shampoos. To each their own. Again, like I said, trying to get max volume, so like that much fingertip amount. Little goes a long way, and it is buildable, so you can always add more. Really just like getting it in there. Even though it's a paste, when you rub it in, it's gonna look like an oil, but it's very dry. So getting underneath. I don't want to go just straight for my ends. I like to put it in at my roots. If you're just going straight for your ends, it's probably going to get a little weighed down. Getting it in there, massaging it in, messing it up, and then just gonna lean over, shake everything out so that it doesn't look like I twisted it. Separate those guys. All right. And I am good to go. Accessories on. Hair big and wavy. And that's it really. Gonna put a helmet on this, so after I take my helmet off, the dry shampoo's already in there. All I gotta do is go like that and I look normal. All right, that's my routine. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. When I do, it looks good, but a lot of the times y'all will catch me not doing it. So, most important part of the routine, do not forget to pet your animal and tell them how cute they are and how much you love them. This is Speggy. She loves to sunbathe. All right, goodbye. Have a good day.